Just looking at these mental evaluations. Right. Diagnostic impression. For the past 7 years, Mr. Budnick has persisted in his belief that he was wronged after his wife left him and he was no longer able to see his children. According to documents, he evidenced paranoid and psychotic beliefs and had trapped his wife inside their hotel, believing she had computer chips inside her. Those documents were the protection orders that were issued where I trapped my wife in the Guam Airport Hotel. Well, see what happened is when my wife abducted my sons, yes, she moved to Clallam County and they issued a protection order without me getting any notice or opportunity to be heard. I believe Mr. Budnick fulfills the criteria for diagnosis of delusional disorder per the fifth edition of the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. Oh, that must mean that I don't have the capacity to understand the effect of voting. Ooh, why don't you get me all of those that have lost their voting rights because somebody said they had to have a mental health evaluation? Now I'm wanting to sue you, Sheriff. Do you understand? I want to take the actual assets of every sheriff in Clallam County. Every fucking asset. Because you continue to refuse to acknowledge the actual laws of the United States. Now, I sent you an email. I told you that it was against the law to issue court orders without 5 judicial days notice before having court hearings. I told you that it is a requirement of law for the petitioner to acknowledge the court order. I told you that the two signatures of Christy Miller, they don't look the same, Pooch. And Exhibit A doesn't have a signature of the ex-officio Superior Court clerk. I told you that I wasn't in Squim, but you wouldn't investigate, Pooch. Instead, this county has attempted to cover up every fucking crime they've committed. And as an American citizen, I'm wanting to make sure that the sheriff's department knows that I want to take every fucking thing you own. Do you understand? I want to sue every sheriff of Clallam County for the last 40 fucking years. Now, I know you haven't called me, and you didn't respond to any emails. These voting rights and the effect that voting can have, yes, I think they're significant rights. Ouch. Now, I thought we'd just look at what exactly those significant rights are. Because when you try to establish that I committed crimes that I didn't commit, because you wouldn't admit the evidence, police, that I wasn't in that city and I hadn't emailed any person and I wasn't trying to contact the petitioner or my sons through a third party. Because you're so fucking arrogant as to think that no way is it ever going to happen that you'll find yourselves in prison. I wanted to make sure about what the actual effect of voting is. Ooh. Now, vocational rehabilitation. Voice of America. Oh my gosh. Oops. Look at here. Relax cords for breathing. Larynx. How the vocal cords produce vocations. A volcano. Ooh. Now, yes, the Volstead Act. I've heard of that before. 18th Amendment to the Constitution. Yes. Von Braun. Oops, look at here. Voting. Oh. Who may vote? Governments usually require that citizens reach a certain age. Yes. Before they have the right to vote in most countries, the minimum voting age for national elections is 18. Yes. Democratic nations have extended suffrage, the right to vote, to many people who were once denied that right. For instance, women could not vote in many countries until the early 1900s. Now, this registration is a process by which a person's name is added to an official list of qualified voters. Yeah. The voters receive a voter registration card. In the United States, voters can usually register in person or by mail. Could you get me the signatures on voter registration cards? And I just want to make sure that they're actual citizens of the United States. And I'm not really looking for illegal aliens. I'm looking for those in the family that thought that, well, what we're going to do is we're going to keep fucking with this guy day after day after day after day after day. Now, You wouldn't admit the evidence that I wasn't in swim. You wouldn't allow me to file for a false police report. Yes. You wouldn't remove your protection order that happens to be fraudulent and a forgery. Yes. You wouldn't acknowledge my custody rights as a father to make sure that the names are spelled right. And if Jessica's on that dissolution of marriage, I never adopted her. She never had a different last name than Hodges. Yes. I never interfered with Heidi's previous marriage. Yes. And for every time that you decided to fuck me over, I'm going to sue you for obligating me to two mental health evaluations that are both fraudulent because my civil rights are being violated. Two fraudulent mental health evaluations is more than enough to cause me to lose my right to vote. Now, it's going to be a big one, okay? It's going to be one of these that you ever do a mental health evaluation without absolute proof of the guilt of the individual accused? Yes, because it can be used for them to lose, right, their capacity to vote. Ooch, ooch. Now, when I